photos.
Respected chairperson, co-panelists and delegates, SSF guidelines are in place, which is a landmark milestone. And now we have to put these SSF guidelines to implement these guidelines for the benefit of small-scale fishers, both men and women. And as previous panelists have stated, this is an enormous task. Institutionally, legislatively and policy levels should be in place, for which policy, institutional, traditional, cultural and most important, gendered frameworks are needed. Number of people who are involved in the SSF is very high. In this, number of women who are involved in the whole value chain is also very high. When we talk about the value chain, whether from production, transport, trade and retail, women are participating in all these steps of the value chain. The cooperative societies are usually, like we take the case of Maharashtra, they are Machhimar Cooperative Society, which is a fishermen cooperative society, and we have studies to document where these fisherwomen are having number of problems. Now the studies have to be brought together and solutions have to be found. Women, for example, they are participating as office bearers in the cooperative society. They participate in the meetings also, but the leadership is lacking. They need capacity development in leadership, not just few women, but all the women, so as they can raise their voice towards the issues especially which they face. It is very unfortunate that these problems are existing since ever and no proper solutions have been found, like data, lack of recognition, fish catch reduction, markets, basic infrastructure, sanitation, lack of decision making, women's schemes, displacement, migration, multinational companies coming up, loss of traditional livelihood, number of hours they put, their workload, transport, alcoholism, rights. These are the problems which have been existing as if they are existing since ever. Even though we may say that it is not documented, but when we talk to women's organizations, women, we have self-help group, we have informal groups of women who are sitting, we can document each region-wise, state-wise, each of the problems they are facing and build policies at central, state as well as regional level, which rightly said are not gender blind and maybe gender transformative also, if not gender neutral. The thing is that NFDB is working towards markets, but it has to be, a lot of work has to be needed more. Can we think of something like wet markets which we have in developed countries, which these markets are run by women themselves, not just controlled by the municipal corporations of the state. I would like to add a bit of my personal experience here. Today I started my journey at 4 a.m. 4 a.m. I didn't have time to have breakfast, and when I came inside the airport, I was not in my senses and someone took me to the airport hospital. But I was just thinking, sitting here, this is one of the days or maybe once a month I travel early, but these fisherwomen are traveling every day. Every day they start their work at 3 a.m., 4 a.m. or whenever the fish is landed, they buy. Their work is very hard. But none of us have actually done anything about that. That we do not have friendly technologies. We do not give any transport, basic facility of transport to these fisherwomen so that they can carry their fresh fish to the markets. The markets do not have proper places where they can buy some breakfast or something. I was talking to a lot of organizations in Maharashtra where they say that they need separate women cooperatives, which makes a lot of sense here because the existing cooperative societies, they have some schemes for women, but they are not so beneficial for women. The Department of Fisheries also specially have given, for example, they have given ice boxes, but more needs to be done. I have talked to Department of Fisheries of different states, so they have their own set of problems. They are also less human resources are there. So there is a need to strengthen the DOFs also. It is not that we can just blame the Department of Fisheries. उनके पास भी हाथ नहीं है काम करने के. जो फिशरीज एक्सटेंशन ऑफिसर्स हैं, जो यंग लड़के लड़कियां ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं, वो काफ़ी अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं स्टेट्स में. स्पेशली हम बात कर रहे थे वेस्ट बंगाल में, बिहार में जो नए बच्चे ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं और उनको थोड़ा डेवलपमेंट के बारे में इस पर्सपेक्टिव में आजकल पढ़ाया जाने लगा है CIFE में या अपने फिशरीज़ के कॉलेजेस में, तो वो लोग काम अच्छा कर रहे हैं। तो ज़रूरत ये भी है कि हर एक स्टेट में दे रिक्रूट मोर एक्सटेंशन ऑफिसर्स हु कैन टेक केयर ऑफ द इश्यूज विच आर रिलेटेड टू एक्चुअल ह्यूमन बींग्स, not just focusing on production but also on people who are involved in the fisheries sector. Women are there in office as office bearers, but they need to raise voice against the issues, and not just few women but more women are needed, and in this we need participation of men too. Men also should be raising the issues of women so that they think as a family and the whole family is empowered, not just, it's actually when we say women empowerment, it's not just women empowerment, it is family empowerment, community empowerment. Regarding the question of are there effective measures in place to ensure fair distribution, all of us will agree that it is necessary. There are some successful studies by women entrepreneurs who have made it big. These need to be documented. The successful women should be called in various platforms so that other women can learn from their experiences. Then comes the question of women who are in export industries. If you see the export firms of seafood export factories, mostly women are involved in the most lower sector, that is the peeling, and which is a daily wage or a piece rate wage system where they get paid for the number of the kilos of prawns or the shrimps they peel. But mostly these women were from Kerala. Now we are doing a study where we see the dynamics is changing. People are coming from different states, and Kerala women have stopped migrating to these seafood export factories. But these workers have no unions. They are working under contractors, and there are cases when women have revealed that their salaries are paid to their families, not to them. Only they are giving some part of the salary to them. And I would like to say, if the country is earning high in incomes through export, the benefit should be shared to the smaller part of the value chain also. And if the country is earning so much, and if we say aquaculture is the fastest food growing sector in the world, then the benefit should be with whom the people who are involved in the small scale fisheries as well as the large scale. Why the small scale fisher should be left behind? Towards the end, I would like to say that bringing prosperity to the small scale fisher farmers and fishermen, and especially women, will be the real development, as they will contribute more towards increasing the production and provide more returns to the economy, which will be long lasting, not just short term. And this will be with the sustainable development goal of United Nations too, and the prosperity of the country and the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr.